Hey, and welcome back to the ADHD Garage. I know it's been a while since my last check-in. I thought I'd better flip on the old camera and let you guys all know what's up. Why is it taking me so damn long to get on with this project? Oh, and kids, I wish I could jump in both feet and dig into it right now, but I gave you a little background of my life. And please pardon my voice. Just had a little oral surgery. I had a couple of wisdom teeth pulled out a few days ago. They had to put me under for it. They took care of some connective tissue under my tongue, which was a problem for some reason, they tell me. So I'm not quite back up to 100% yet. Not that I have the best voice anyways, but it's a little extra fun right now dealing with that. But anyway, that's only the most recent issue. My big overarching issue is for the last almost 20 years, I've been a journeyman with General Motors. And I've been stuck on second shift for a long time. And for me, that means 3 to 11:30 p.m. if there's no forced overtime, which there has been for the last 6 years or so. Every Saturday they can force me 9 hours every day. It doesn't make life no easier to fit in projects like this. And I decided about 2.5 years ago that I was going to make a little power play and leave that life behind, and I wanted to buy an auto parts store. And I found one, came up Napa in Angola, New York. I managed to get my hands on it just about a year ago. February 6th, I believe, is my anniversary date, so it's coming up quick. And I had some money set aside because I sold a couple of apartment buildings, but I still got a big bill. So trying to keep out ahead of that giant payment I got to make every month. It's tough, and I haven't been able to escape General Motors yet. So that means I'm working 2 full-time jobs every day, 6 days a week usually. And that makes it tough to fit in fun-time projects like that over there. Hell, I've been trying to get the new, what do you call it, brake power booster on my Camaro here. This has been sitting pretty much just like this for about 5 months now. It's just, I just never have time to get out here. But when I become purely Napa boy, I'll be able to spend a lot more time down here in my shop. But just to whet your appetite a little bit, the Cobalt's not the only thing I got going on. I got this Camaro, 69. My dad and I built this. There's some updates I want to make to it. I'd like to put in a 6-speed manual. I'm debating on what I want to do with the rear end. And much as I built this engine with my dad. It was the first engine we ever built. And I almost hate to pull it out of this car, but I'd really like to put an LS motor in there. I don't know. LSs are overdone, but they make so much more power, so much better in every way than the old small block. It's hard to deny. But anyway, those are projects that are on the agenda. Here we got a 5.3 all aluminum out of a Trailblazer SS, not for the Camaro, but we got a a 99 ZR2 S10. It's a 5-speed. This is my nephew's. This little project we've been working on. So hopefully that engine will be ready to go in a few weeks here, and maybe I can make you all part of that. What else we got? So this is the most pressing one right here. Here's my nephew's daily driver, or at least it's gonna be. I just brought this home from Pennsylvania. Here in New York, we like to drive south when it comes time to buy our used autos because they call it the Rust Belt for a reason. And this one isn't perfect by any stretch, but it's a hell of a lot better than most of the 20-year-old stuff we find around here. But as we put it up, we discovered, I don't know how well this is going to read on camera, but as I went around to check all the U-joints, I discovered that the pinion gear is pretty sloppy in the hole there. So, I want to do something about that. And then we got to pull apart the brakes, take a look at that. So always something pressing. But yeah, well, that's all that comes to mind. I know I got more. It's that ADHD, squirrel brain. gotta make myself a list or I forget everything. Pretty bad like that. But yeah, it's not just going to be automotive either. I've got a big wood shop upstairs, and just, I don't know, I do all kinds of neat stuff. Our flat screen TV stopped working a couple of years ago, and I took that apart and did some research and figured out how it worked and fixed it. I don't know, just a million little things like that. It's been years since I hired out for anything. Pretty soon I'm going to put a new boiler in the house. I'll do it. I'll just buy it and get to it. And hopefully I'll have enough time to put a camera on it and take you all along. Yeah. So I guess that's about all for now. I haven't really made any major progress on the Cobalt. Just collecting up parts where I can. Doing a lot of bench racing in my head. Coming up with ideas how I'm going to do this and that and the other. I got the two next to each other. The far one is the test buck, I guess. It's not a Cobalt, actually. It's a Pontiac G5, but it's identical to, effectively identical to a Cobalt. So I'm going to get all the issues worked out over there, and then when the time comes, I'll put this one on the chopping block and switch everything over. So it's a pretty nice car. I kept it pretty good. I bought that brand new in 07, and now it's 2022, and still looks pretty new. And 200,000 miles on it. Now, a lot of people talk down about those Cobalts, but man, I cannot complain about that car. I tell you, and I've got a big set of mitts on me. I'm sure you'll see. I had a condition called acromegaly. You can look that one up. Andre the Giant had it. Thankfully, we caught it before I got quite as big as him, but I can't buy gloves off the shelf. But anyways, yeah, even in the state that I'm in, I've never had any trouble working on that car. Everything I found to be, frankly, it's the best engineered car I've personally ever owned. I'm not saying it's the best one ever made, but it's the best one I've ever owned. I have literally done everything to that car successfully, easily, with a minimum of crazily, exclusive tools. I recommend it for anyone for a first car, especially if you like to work on cars, because everything's easy. It's a great one to learn on. And, with a modicum of forethought and, looking underneath it once in a while, you can keep them together pretty well. Yeah, so anyway, I've jabbered on for about 8 minutes now. Sorry about the condition of the shop. That's the last thing I did before summer ran out was I poured the last of my concrete over here, so I had to pull everything out of there, and I just had to sort of stack it up. So all my cabinets and everything, I can't get to them right now. So it's like, I want to shoot videos, but look at the state of things. So, well, got to get the Camaro done, get that out of here. Got to get this Blazer done, get that out of here. Get this S10 done, get it out of here. I got a Corvette for sale if anybody's interested in that. Oh, hey, here's another big project I got coming up. See this frame right here? This is from a 2012 Colorado Crew Cab V8 Z71. I just can't say it's from one, but it's for one. I actually bought this brand new. I still can't believe. I was looking up something else on the internet, and I just happened to stumble across this frame. Brand new from the factory, and I think it was like $850, something like that. Which, if you ever tried to buy a frame from the factory, that's cheap. I mean, that's silly cheap. I didn't think it could be right. And the next day, I needed to go to the dealership anyway. So I said, hey, when I was there, I said, hey, as long as I'm here, you want to look this up for me? I gave him the part number, and he looked it up, and sure as hell, with shipping and everything, I didn't pay $1,000 for that. And reason being, my wife's got a Crew Cab Colorado, a 2011, And, you know, we love everything about the truck except for everything mechanical. You know, it's got the i5, which is a good engine, as long as it's working. And as soon as it stops working, it's the last engine you ever want to work on. At least in this truck. Getting to anything is pulling teeth. Uh, I don't want to get too much into that right now, but the engine stuff to work on just because of the way it's in there. The transmission, it's got the vaunted 4L60E, which we're just waiting for it to pop. It's got 120 on it now, and it's on borrowed time. We know that. And if you have any experience with these Colorados, the front brakes, General Motors in their infinite wisdom, put the front rotors behind the wheel hubs, which, from what I'm told down south, is no big deal. You knock them apart, go to town. Up here in the Rust Belt, yeah, it can be a problem. So I decided we're going to do a SAS, I believe they call it, solid axle. What's the other S stand for? I don't know. Solid axle conversion. I've been searching the world for a Dana 44 front axle. I've actually got one out of a Dodge pickup, but it's full size, so it's too wide. And this is going to be wife's truck. So she told me in no uncertain terms, I'm not driving a monster truck. So I want to put a solid axle onto the front, but I got to keep it low. So I've been trying to find one from a Jeep, but I want to keep it with ABS on the front because it's for wife and she cares about safety, unlike me and the racks in my head. So I want to keep her safe too. So I want to keep anti-lock brakes going for her. So trying to find a Jeep Dana 44 front axle with ABS on it is very difficult, and I've been looking into alternative ways of getting what I want. I know I could just cut down a bigger axle, but that's a lot of work for, if I can find it already available. And I think I can. I think if I use the knuckles I've got from the Dodge full size, I think I can put them on a narrower Dana 44 out of a Jeep, and then I'll have my ABS. But, well, there, getting into the minutia again. Yeah, it's another project. And then I'd love to put a 6.2 in it. I've been looking for one of those for a while. They're tough to come by, and when you do, they're expensive. Guys want so much for them used most of the time. You almost might just as well buy a brand new one out of a catalog. But I want that, and I want to put a 4L80 in it, which I already have. Where is it? Right here. That's off of a 6-liter LS out of a 01 Silverado 2500 we just took apart. That's one of the ways I've been paying for all my nonsense down here. I got a steady stream of old junk trucks and cars I pull in here and take them apart and put my stuff on eBay. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Once we get going, I'll put a certain amount of money into this every week just out of my paycheck, and then all the money from eBay will go to this, and I'll probably set up a Patreon, and then if you want to get that Cobalt going a little quicker, you can toss me $10 or whatever, and that'll help accelerate things. But it's going to be a little while longer. I'm not sure exactly when I'll escape General Motors just yet, but I know if I haven't left by next summer, I'm going to pull what's left of my hair out. It's been too long coming. Yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you about. I don't want to go on forever here. I know most of you probably tuned out already. Yeah, I'm not just limited to automotive either. I got other projects I do. I got a nice wood shop, and I play with electronics once in a while, and plumbing, even dabble in hydraulics from time to time. You never know what's going to pop up. I haven't hired anybody to fix any of my stuff in years. I just generally do some reading, maybe buy a few tools, and get back to it. Now my furnace is kicking back on, so it's going to get loud. What a perfect time to wrap things up. So hold tight, my 25 viewers. But we're gonna hopefully grow that here pretty soon too. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun channel. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. We do trips. I brought home trucks from California before, from Las Vegas, Long Island, Florida. I've been all over the country. I got myself a nice pulling truck and a nice trailer I bought a couple of years ago. So we can do some fun stuff. And who knows? Maybe we can run with the big boys one of these days, and they can meet up with Vice Grip Garage and who's the guy up there in Canada, DeBoss Garage. I'd sure like to. So we'll see. All right. Well, that's plenty for now. I will see y'all soon. Maybe. Bye.